I guess the circumstances, that doesn't matter. You killed somebody, execution style. I'm just saying that is red flags everywhere. We're not going to hear about. I mean, we're going to hear about this, I guess, for a little while. It's going to go away, and obviously the trial will be sometime next year. But again, this is just a warning for NFL teams looking at players that have checkered past, but great upside. What is it really worth the risk? Is it worth tampering with the organization that you built? Obviously, if the Patriots released him not even 2 hours after he was arrested, I mean, let's be honest here. The Patriots, and I'm sure the police in the area, I'm sure they have connections somewhere where they got tipped off. Hey, this isn't your average arrest here and there. This is something more. This is something serious. And clearly, the Patriots knew, and they're going to. I just read an article off ESPN.com already that anyone who ordered an Aaron Hernandez jersey either off the Patriots website or off other sites are allowed to exchange their jerseys for something else. I think they have a certain time window where they're allowed to do that, and I think that speaks volumes to the Patriots organization. They're a very well-run organization when it comes to situations like this. If they even have the slightest problems, they know how to deal with it. This is a franchise that has been very successful since 2000. For the past almost 15 years, they've had success, and they get rid of people like this. They get rid of people that have issues. They don't tolerate that. And that should be across the entire NFL, and even in I guess the rest of us that have to work real jobs. People don't tolerate this. Their companies won't. Fortune 500 companies won't hire people that have a checkered past. They will do a serious background check and make sure that your record's clean. Because if you have a spot or two, then that's a problem. Just commenting, other teammates. Former New England's wide receiver Deion Branch sharing his thoughts about it. I mean, Branch told the Albany Herald in Georgia, Aaron is a great guy and a great friend of mine and a great teammate. I love him to death, and it was shocking to hear his name involved in this situation. I truly hope and pray that he doesn't have any dealings with it. That says something. When Deion Branch is shocked, then how well did you know the guy? How did you guys hang out a lot? What was it? I mean, if you couldn't see that, then I don't know. That's saying a lot. The funeral for Odin Lloyd was held, I think, today. Yeah, it was held today. And obviously, just looking up online, just the funeral in general, there's a lot of people out there. And I think that's what we should really focus on is, I guess, the victim, Odin Lloyd, and his family. I'm sure, prayers go out to them, and, hopefully this issue can be resolved, very soon. Again, Hernandez, wow. Again, you have you have millions of dollars in the bank. Like I said, you are doing what everyone wishes they could be doing, which is playing professional football and making money, and making so much money. And yet, you're getting yourself into situations with people that may not have your best interest in mind professionally. Again, maybe you went way back with them. Maybe you knew them since even before you were famous at Florida or even in New England. I get it. I get it. You live in a neighborhood, and I've been there. I've been in neighborhoods like that. But the thing is, you have to learn to overcome that. That's just some thoughts on Aaron Hernandez. And it's interesting now that the Aaron Hernandez case has come out. And today, Indianapolis Colts safety Joe LaFedge was arrested early Saturday after officers found a semi-automatic pistol in the car he was riding in. Really? Really? Not even a week after this, he's getting arrested for murder. Aaron Hernandez is getting arrested for murder. Joe LaFedge with a gun in his car. Yeah. And I guess for some of you, for most of you, I guess in the Montgomery County area that are listening, Joe LaFedge, he played here at Northwest High School. He was a great player. I mean, I remember seeing him in high school. This guy was a stud. And then he went on to Rutgers, had a pretty good career, and now he's in the NFL. And when you do stuff like that, why? It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how that LaFedge arrest makes it, I think, 30 now. I don't know how many of them are gun charges, but it's unbelievable how players who are making so much money do not have people around them that have their best interest in mind, or maybe they just need to think. You know, is this gun in my car going to affect me at some point? And the answer clearly is yes. Don't take risks that you shouldn't be taking. And especially considering the fact that you have so much to lose. LaFedge was found was in a front seat passenger in a Chevy Camaro that fled a traffic stop for speeding in Northeast Washington, D.C. just after midnight. Northeast Washington, sorry. Officers smelled the marijuana in the car and found a plastic bottle of vodka and orange juice in the center console and a semi-automatic pistol under the front passenger seat. Really? And obviously with LaFedge as well. But that remains to be seen. It's just interesting how the NFL players in general are just risking so much with little things like this that they probably should not be doing. Just saying. All right, we're going to take a short break, Bob, but after the break, we'll talk some NBA draft. Obviously, it was a huge it was big for a lot of teams. Some teams did really well. Others, I think for the most part, a lot of teams, again, it was more of a deep draft. There was no superstar changing player, but obviously there's some good points and there's good trades and there were some bad trades, and obviously we'll talk about the big Boston and Brooklyn trade as well. So here's some more music. We'll be right back. You're listening to Spicy Sports with Sam Saran on Spreaker Radio. back to the Spicy Sports Show with Sam Cerrone. I'm your host, Sam Cerrone. Moving on to the NBA. Before we get into NBA draft talk, a couple of updates within the last, I guess, day or two. Also within the last couple hours. Chris Paul's representatives have told teams not to bother pursuing the point guard when free agency begins at 12:01 a.m. on Monday because he will re-sign with the Los Angeles Clippers, according to league sources. Paul's decision to stay with the Clippers is no surprise, but the latest word from his camp has ended whatever small hope opposing teams had of luring the All-Star. Clearly, this is huge for the Clippers. With Doc Rivers being the new head coach and senior vice president, I'm sure that Chris Paul had that in mind, and looking at that, again, Chris Paul with the Clippers, huge. Absolutely huge, considering the fact that they have a team on paper can get to the Western Conference Finals. Now, if Doc can work with his team that can get the half-court sets that they need, because in the NBA playoffs, you do need a team that can play in the half court to win championships, to win playoff games. And with a ring, again, that brings credibility to the locker room. And with Chris Paul as the leader and buying in to whatever Dr. Rivers' mentality is, whatever his plan is, the other players will buy in as well. Again, absolutely, what a win for the Clippers. So, I mean, there wasn't much debate for the most part. I mean, Chris Paul was entertaining different offers. He was his camp was, I'm sure, looking at what his options were. But his priority was, number one, staying in LA, staying with the Clippers. So, hey, this is great. This is great for Clipper basketball. They're looking like they're going on the up, considering this franchise has not been great throughout its history. And, I mean, the last 2-3 years, they're looking good. And next team should be a very, very interesting group of players with the draft, I'm sure, and other trades, considering Eric Bledsoe has been the talk of many trades in the last couple weeks. So, hey, I mean, the free agency will begin tomorrow. So we'll see how that happens. Actually, it'll start in about 3 hours, so we'll see, what happens in the morning. Tomorrow morning, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of trades. Moving on from LA to New York. The New York Knicks are close to finalizing a trade for power forward Andrea Bargnani, which would send Steve Novak and Marcus Camby to the Raptors. A league source confirmed to ESPNNewYork.com. The trade could be official as soon as Monday, which is tomorrow, when the free agency opens in 3 hours. Hey, I mean, Bargnani is due to make $23 million in the next 2 seasons. And it should be. The situation is a little bit interesting, simply because they are so over the luxury tax right now. But it'll be. I mean, he has an expiring contract heading into the 2014-2015 season, which will give the Knicks some cap flexibility in 2 years. And that's also when